Last time on Jupiter's Legacy. Welcome back, everyone, to Third Street Reactions. I'm Zach.
I'm Shane.
I'm James.
We are back with Jupiter's Legacy Season 1, Episode 7 of a dying show that has been canceled and revived.
Yeah.
To what end, we do not know.
Yeah, we don't know.
So, what happened last time?
Well, the big thing for me, the most exciting part of the episode, was them going through the storm and finding the island.
And make it to the island.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I hope this show finishes strong. I hope getting to the island, we see how they get their powers. I hope it's satisfying. I hope we see. You were talking about Indiana Jones. It would be cool if they had to do some kind of, national treasure shenanigans.
Trying to
Yeah.
swipe a little thing off a little pedestal.
Yeah. Yes.
And Lady Liberty, the girl had her guts ripped out of her.
Yeah.
She had a crisis of faith, so to speak, questioning the code, beats this guy's face in, blood all over her, walks out, says he gets to live. Presumably he's alive.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. We'll see.
That was good. I liked it. It was a good episode. Looking forward to this one.
Yeah, you said that was your favorite, right?
That was my favorite, I think, since the first one. I mean, the first one really captured my attention because of all the action.
Yeah. I liked Skyfox. What's his name? Matt Lanner's character?
Skyfox.
Matt Lanner, yeah.
Is that Fox?
Skyfox, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Skyfox.
But yeah, one of the things I'm most interested in seeing is that Matt Lanner Skyfox story because we really don't know much about him. That's kind of one of the big things that's still out there is what caused him to lose his shit. And
hopefully they'll answer it this season.
Hopefully.
I know the comics ran for a long time and they're well loved. So, if they never gets renewed, then I'll just go spoil myself, I guess.
Buy the comics.
I'll just probably forget about it.
Me too.
And that's it.
Shame we didn't get used better in the show. It's kind of mean.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That was a good shot.
Breaks her ankle. This is like fucking, what's his name? Hawkeye.
Exactly, Japan?
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
The Crazy 88s. We're really 88, I think.
Yeah.
They just called themselves the Crazy 88s.
Sounded cool.
How come?
Oh.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, very Kill Bill.
I would have been running already, dude.
Yeah. They always do that. What if someone just carried a gun? What if the bad guy had a gun?
They don't ever carry guns in Japan.
I know. Why not?
Because there was a buyback, Zach.
The criminals wouldn't give a fuck.
Shit. That was cool.
What do you want, Dad?
We're definitely in episode 7.
Dad?
Oh no.
He should have ran.
I know.
Well,
Heads.
I guess time was freezing, going slower.
No, it wasn't. He was standing there looking at her.
We'll make it back as quick as we can.
In 3 days. After that, we return to Safi with or without you.
About us not having anything left to lose. We still got our lives. And they're in your hands now.
Damn.
You think this is because of me? Because of what I did to Black Star?
You do the right thing. Somebody dies. You do the wrong thing. Somebody dies.
You have to make a choice. Otherwise, you're just standing by letting the world go. I couldn't live with myself if I did that.
Maybe you'll be the next utopian after all.
This is the moment I've been waiting for.
You mind telling me what that was about?
Seemed pretty self-explanatory.
We've seen enough dissension lately. You don't need to be adding to it.
I didn't realize that having an opposing viewers was considered dissension.
The Union hasn't been this unstable since Skyfox turned on us. You and I especially need to show a united front.
No. I can't do that. Not when I disagree with you.
I'm doing everything I can to keep this thing from falling apart.
Well, it's not working. The code is broken.
The code is not broken. It's being challenged.
No, it is broken when Ghost Beam dies and Baryon lives. We live in a different time. It's not the 1930s anymore.
Chris, you have no idea what I need to do.
Still not listening.
I always feel like I would always fly around.
Just float like
like on the man.
Like on the man.
Yeah. Wouldn't you?
Well, Vegeta and Goku don't. If they don't, I won't.
I can't disagree. That's a wrong way to think. I saw that shit in the middle of the woods. I go, fuck, thank God. I'm on to something.
It's like you go this way. From the inside out.
That looks like somebody carved it, man.
I've seen these before. These are patterns that I've been seeing in my head. Christ, it's what led you to Kansas.
Guys?
666.
That's what I saw.
Pick up sticks.
It's like fucking Mordor.
That's what I was about to say. I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Back to the boat.
Yeah.
What?
Pussy ass.
No.
Just grows dead trees.
We ain't going back to the boat, dude.
Would you go the third time ahead of that?
I'd probably go to the damn mountain in the first place.
Well, I think I would too.
Let us leave.
I wonder if I could.
Juke it.
Yeah.
Get him impaled up the ass from the tree.
Hey,
I'm thinking about leaving the Union. I thought about it hard. It was my decision.
you can't leave the Union, not now.
Look, I don't want to. But losing Jana,
Petra, if you go, others will follow you.
you should see them. I've never seen things so fractured.
So that's why you need to stay.
I'm sorry. Am I the only one who saw these trees pop up out of nowhere when they tried to leave?
It's like the island is alive. So let's just rot here. That's your answer.
Who's with Walter after what we just saw? Well, looks like you're on your own, pal. Again.
Okay, we have to cross it.
I tell you what, they have shit book selections in jail.
There's one prison that's known that has like this really good library.
Well, that's a big thing because I tell you what, at the jail, it was shit. Like romance novels and shit.
Oh,
Like,
that's
shit you wouldn't
torture.
think.
I wanted to give you a chance. Your last one.
More intimidating if I knew what the shit you were talking about.
I'm gonna hack into your dead copy's brain. Are you in contact with George Hutchins?
I wish. I was like them better than the rest of you long underwear little shits. You took me out for drinks one time after you busted up the job I was on. Yeah, good old George may be on the lam, but at least he's honest with himself. Unlike the rest of the Union. If I could, I'd find a way to expose the Utopian for the fraud that he is. I'm gonna dig into your dead twin's mind. And if I don't find what I'm looking for, I'm coming back to dig into yours. And when I'm done, there will be nothing left. You think offering a copy of me was bad? Just wait to see what happens out there when you do it to the real thing.
I don't give a shit. I'm not my fucking brother.
Nice.
Yeah. I like that scene.
It was good. It's like, God damn it.
Hey, you need the Rock. Remember he put his
Scorpion
mask on? Just doing the figure eight thing over and over again.
It's a haboob.
What are they called?
Yep.
A boobs?
Sandstorm.
All these
Sand-
boobs hitting you.
Motorboating this. You're getting sandblasted out there.
Oh, it's terrible. Yeah.
Are you experiencing something like this?
I've never gotten trapped in like outside, but I've been in my car. Yeah.
Trying to read my mind. Even Walt can't get in there.
Don't need to read your mind. Now you've got a stick up your ass.
Ooh.
Yeah, I want to charge by the hour if I...
Everything is a slight. You know, maybe if you lightened up a bit, George wouldn't be so hard on you. Bring him into it. Exactly your problem.
He's kind of dislikable in the past.
Which one?
The brother?
Yeah, I think
Walt?
so. Yeah.
My problem is,
I like him.
he's taken a back seat to a younger brother who never deserved half the attention he received, who had everything handed.
I don't like him.
So
He's a
he
whiny
didn't have
bitch.
to fight for a scrap. See, everything's...
I just like how they changed so much. I think it makes it pretty interesting.
I'll always agree with whatever you propose. Like, Dad would still be alive if you listen to me!
Looks like he's gonna have a seizure too or something.
He's probably freaking out.
Yeah. Wow. I'd be like, guys, let's talk about
Not
this.
the time.
Yeah.
You treated it like gossip. You ridiculed.
Damn. What a performance.
You didn't
Yeah,
listen.
he's don't. I like
Shut
it.
up. You never listen.
He just seems like he's a young man then, he's an old man now. But he's the same guy. They've had powers since then to give them confidence.
Yeah, he seems so laid back and stuff now. Like he's carefree. He doesn't care.
He's old man. He's got responsibilities.
Yeah. I hope we're not like that.
Oh.
That's cool. Take a crop circle.
It's a rock circle, Shane.
Alright. That's last one.
I don't know why I find conquistadors fascinating. I never was interested in Spanish history. But
All their stuff when they came to the Americas and the Aztecs, I really like.
yeah.
Like Cortez.
Cortez.
Yeah.
Cortez.
Viking or Axis.
Damn.
Vikings. Vikings didn't really have helmets like that though.
No, they didn't.
Cultures and centuries. You did this! No! No, it's another test!
Dude, settle down. What the fuck? Starts killing people.
Yeah.
He just kicked Grace.
Oh, shit.
Dude.
Well, he's trying to kill people.
Yeah.
Everybody listens to Grace.
They did not have helmets like that. It bothers me.
Yeah.
It's like when people get shit wrong about guns in shows. It's like, don't you people research anything?
This island is pitting us against each other. It's testing us. I mean, think about it.
We need you.
That's funny.
You suck, Walt.
Because there's a difference
We've come
between
this far.
them.
We've come this far together.
They're not unified.
Yeah.
He doesn't believe it. Yep.
Probably gonna fucking open and
Go in. Aliens from Indiana Jones, you know what I mean, right? I was not a fan of those aliens.
Crystal Skull ones.
I'm sorry, they're beings from the space between spaces. Sorry, they're interdimensional.
That's it.
I think he's trying to get off.
It's not right. What did you do?
Big Stargate thing.
I was not expecting that.
I'm always
Some guy
like,
shows up with an Anubis helmet. Holy shit! Kurt Russell's there.
have you seen Stargate?
Well, that's cool.
I've watched it all the time growing up.
I never watched. I've always wanted. I heard it was amazing.
Say King Tut, asshole. And then he fucking shoves the guy's head in the portal thing and it cuts his head off.
I've always wanted. Someone actually recommended we do Stargate SG-1 or something.
I never watched the show.
The best thing is that you can do as a visual effects person is make the lights real
Yeah.
of them, which that's what makes it look good. They're not fake lights. I want to see some fucking aliens, man.
Be fucking bad.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, Sheldon.
I see him too.
Oh,
They see him too?
Yes, James.
And he's
did the rest see him?
good.
Or just the brothers?
Yeah.
The fuck is that?
I know you. fucking got us on fire.
Yeah.
You have completed the ordeal.
It's good seeing his dad with his face.
There's so many others who failed.
Even as his glasses.
Captain
Bullfrog.
Look at that. God damn!
And they come flying out. Don't need you now, motherfucker!
What the hell is that? Hopefully they all get powers too. Oh, yeah, hit with something.
Oh, so it unlocks it for the world, I guess?
Mr. Wellbeck! Tell them our hard to port! We're getting the hell out of here!
That's horseshit.
He's like, fuck this. They're all gonna land on the ship.
They're flying.
You ain't going anywhere,
They're gonna be
bitches.
flying.
His look.
What the hell? That's cool. I got goosebumps on that. That's cool.
Shit.
This is the same outfit since 1930.
I guess. Well,
They've always been here.
guys, that was a reaction. I'm gonna break it down. I thought that was one of the best episodes. Had a lot of stuff I liked in it.
That was great, man.
Yeah.
Just now getting to it. It's been a very slow
Burn.
It has.
So slow.
It's starting to get. I know this gets canceled, but I'm pretty interested now. I thought
Me
this.
too.
A lot of people just got burnt out.
They gave up on it
Going
probably
through the
before
whole
they got
damn
to this
thing.
point.
It's goddamn. It
Yeah.
took forever to get there.
Holy hell.
No, I like
An hour an
the
episode.
yeah, I like the past story, and I like the present day story for the most part. Yeah.
I mean, the past is where it's at for me.
That's where it's at, but
The
I was
present's getting better.
yeah the
getting better.
present's getting better, and like one of my favorite characters in the present is the older brother
Walter.
Walter. I think Walter's cool.
That was one of my favorite scenes from the whole
I'm not my
season.
fucking brother.
Yeah, dude.
That was one of my favorite scenes from the whole show. And he was legitimately intimidating when he was...
No, he's a cool older guy.
When he was
Yeah.
interrogating or in Black Star's face.
I think he's one of the more compelling guys when they're younger because Sheldon's kind of stereotypical. And now he's gone mad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Experiencing shit. I mean, I think between Walt and George are probably the most interesting people out of that group.
And I really I like George, and I just have this feeling that we might not see all the answers with George.
Not yet.
I mean,
We'll probably have to introduce the character.
yeah, but I'm in my head. I'm thinking maybe they'll fill that in even more. I don't know if they'll pack that all into the finale.
I can't see them. I mean, maybe at the end of it, they'll reveal him being alive in the present.
Yeah.
But I just don't see him really delving into him.
To me, that was a season 2 storyline that they were probably...
Yeah, I think that sounds really fucking cool because who was the guy, Black Star?
Yeah.
When he's talking about he broke his jaw and he bought him a drink and stuff.
Yeah.
I think he sounds like a cool dude. It sounds like he just
knew that he knew the game.
Yeah, as you said, he had a crisis of faith, maybe with the code, and he realized, hey.
He may have found out something about the dirty shit the government does or something.
Or that,
and Sheldon is just rock hard, obstinate. No, this is the code. Truth, justice, and the American way. Well, that's sold back in whenever Superman sold with that slogan because people didn't have all this shit about the dirty dealings the government does.
No, you're right. That's why Superman was such a great character during the war.
Yeah.
People.
And that people during war, regardless of your misgivings about the government, typically a lot of patriotism surges.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And it makes sense. It's a very sensible conclusion because you're fighting a war. And then at that point, it seems like it's a matter of survival. But I'm giving Sky Fox some credit here. He may have found out some shit that he didn't like, or he saw something.
Yeah.
And
no,
Sheldon could not see because Sheldon is so full of himself and the things that make him feel secure.
Sheldon's my least favorite character, I think, in the entire show, honestly.
He's not my least favorite, but I'm not a fan.
Who would you go with? Who's your least favorite?
Oh, my God.
Chloe, maybe?
Chloe's right there. I'm not a big fan of Brandon. Brandon just seems like he's just... blah. He's not really... He's kind of like a focus point for the story and for Sheldon. He's not really a character.
He's not really grabbing me, and what's interesting is Brandon actually defended the code in this episode to... what's the one superhero's name? The black girl?
I don't know. If it said it, I don't remember.
I can't remember her name.
It's the wheelchair guy's daughter.
Yeah, wheelchair guy's daughter. He defended the code in a way. Right?
I thought that was one of the most sensible things he said. Was he just said, "Hey, it's not always going to make sense or feel good."
Right.
So I like that bit, but overall, like
it's not about being easy.
Yeah, and I like that, but overall, those characters, don't compel me as much as any of the other ones.
They're underwhelming
because for one thing, like Sheldon, all those characters, you think about it, they have like double the screen time because you're seeing them in the past, You're seeing them in the present, and then their kids. Yeah, they're not. I'm not too compelled by them, even though they're fine when they're on screen. It's just the stories don't.
They're not a focus point right now.
Yeah, the story's not grabbing me yet for them. And
it's looking at. They're being looked at right now as more of a responsibility than they are an actual focus.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I really liked how. Actually, I thought it was funny. Like we all were talking on the reaction. If James is editing, he keeps it in. And maybe they all saw Shell's father. Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah.
But they all saw someone.
They all saw the people they were talking about on the way through the desert.
Yes. And I fucking felt for Matt Lanter. I don't know, because we never saw his mother, or George.
Well, I don't know if it's that or if it's just like it's about his mother in general. The rest of them were all. I mean, the woman. No. The guy, the black guy.
Mm-hmm. His mother.
It was his grandmother.
Yeah, grandmother. Yeah.
But for some reason, the mother with George stood out to me.
Yeah, it really tugged on my heartstring a little bit.
And, Walt seeing his dad, too. The dad showed up to both of them.
I kept thinking about fucking Shmi Skywalker tied up. That's why.
What is it?
I kept thinking about Shmi Skywalker tied up. Yeah, so, no, I like this episode. I hope it finishes strong, because I liked this one.
Yeah, it was good.
So...
What did you think about Sheldon's talk with his wife about dissension?
I disagreed with the premise. I understand. No, I didn't disagree with the premise. I disagree with his logic. He was his logic kind of didn't gel with the premise. Like, oh yeah, we need to be united, but like, if his idea is if you disagree with me, that's dissension. Then I disagree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I agree with his wife there.
The code's definitely dead, and he's trying to hang on to it.
What's funny is I don't think it's alive or dead. And when people say I don't believe in codes, so I need to quit. I just think maybe they all need to talk, just like his wife said, and have a conversation and discuss hey, this is a code we don't want to kill, but we have. Well, I don't think it's like all right now we can kill. I think it's
for Sheldon too. It's also a matter of insecurity. Like if he loses the code, he loses part of himself. He loses everything.
Well, that's certainly what Blackstar said.
Yeah, he's tied it into his core.
Yeah,
and his core beliefs. And now, if he loses that, he'd be like an identity crisis.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
I guess
but he's always been that way. That's what it showed in the old show. That's what his brother called him out on.
The code necessarily isn't dead, but it's probably dead for some of the people individually.
Yeah, I think it's just like maybe if the code is the code. I think a code is kind of like a philosophy and a way of life.
It's becoming less practical.
Yeah, but I think the code, from what I understand, the code is more than just don't kill. I think it's many things.
You're right.
So I just think it needs to be adjusted. And they need it. I think the wife was pretty sensible when she said, "Hey, I'm not saying this or that. I'm saying let's talk."
Yeah.
Which made a lot of sense to me.
You know what's interesting though, and hopefully this lines up with my thing or your thinking. I kind of think of corporal punishment, like the death penalty and stuff like that. And I think most studies have found that the death penalty doesn't really have a negative impact on crime. I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure that it doesn't. And in a way, do you think that if they just get rid of that part of the code, they're allowed to kill villains, that it's going to really have that big of an impact? I don't know.
It should probably be subjective. It should be on a case-by-case basis.
I think
you look at, like I've mentioned it before in a different reaction, and maybe just with Shane, but in the Dark Knight Returns, the comic, Frank Miller's comic, and in the animated version of it, Batman finally just has had enough of the Joker, and they have a final confrontation at this amusement park or a carnival or a fair. And they run down into this tunnel of love. Joker's killing people left and right, and he finally just breaks his neck, but he only paralyzes him. He doesn't actually kill him.
Right.
I should have done this a long time ago. And he fucking paralyzes him. And it's just that some of these villains aren't going to people. They're not going to be people that are going to stop.
Exactly. If this is if this adjustment to the code is a deterrent in their mind, I don't think it's going to work. Now, if it's like Brandon, in his situation, he wasn't doing it as a deterrent. He was doing it because he literally had to do it to save his father.
And I think that's where there should be wiggle room.
That's where the adjustment should be.
I think it's. Yeah, I mean, I think it's an admirable thing. It's just like.
Well, even
for Shell to be all depressed, saying it's fucking falling apart.
Yeah, even in your Bible, but I mean that there were wars fought, people were killed, that it was kind of like sanctioned.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just the way kind of things were. And even though the Bible, it says "Thou shalt not kill," that kind of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, evidently it means for your own ulterior motives.
So. Yeah, there's like a distinction between war and homicide type thing.
Yeah, but at the same time, wars are often fought for selfish reasons.
Oh no, I agree. Especially, maybe historically, but it seems the modern ones I know about for sure.
Yeah, definitely historically and definitely modern. But people have been fighting for territory, resources for all time. Yeah, and that's just part of it.
It's never going to end.
And yeah. It was cool that Grace saw, the different civilizations that were fighting. You called out the Viking thing. Yeah, that's a lot of people have this depiction of Viking having those horns. We know they drink out of them, but we never, I think, necessarily found any of those helmets. Yeah, we never really found any helmets. But I think the visual distinction is for the audience, because if they didn't have that, what would you think they were?
It depends. I know enough to know where to at least be Anglo-Saxon or Germanic.
Yeah.
So. But a lot of people might just see it and just know it's a suit of armor.
Yeah, I imagine
the Conquistador helm's pretty.
That's pretty distinct.
Pretty distinct.
Yeah,
and because there aren't that many of them, I guess, that have such a distinct look.
No, yeah.
But I don't know, because a lot of the Viking helmets and the Scandinavians and, like I said, Germanic peoples had the face mask, the thing that covers your eyes.
Yeah,
there's just a very distinct look to that too. But a lot of people probably wouldn't recognize it.
Right.
I agree.
There are Roman helmets. You could have Roman helmets in there.
Yeah.
Except, they probably might say that the Romans didn't do a lot of sailing, even though they did to an extent.
There's a show that would be so cool. It's called Top 10 Ancient Civilizations, and there's always these different episodes, like Top 10 this of the ancient world, Top 10 that of the ancient world. There's some cool shit up there. There was a ship that they found, and it had this magnifying glass, the size of a fucking.
All that the Romans used to set fires on other ships.
There was and people described it as a laser beam coming out and setting fire to other ships.
Mm-hmm. I remember seeing that.
That's crazy. There was a luxury ship. There was a Titanic, and it had all these had a swimming pool. They made some cool stuff back then. Yeah,
that's amazing.
Well, they found evidence of batteries in Egypt.
Yeah, I saw that. And, the vase with the acid and the things inside. Yeah. And
they knew how to make a battery cell.
And there was
that was pretty neat.
I can't remember what it's called. They found this device that had all these gears and stuff like that. And I've seen modern renditions of it where people make it, and it looks like
they can only assume that it's a computer.
Yeah, it just looks like this very complex machine with all these gears and things like that.
It almost makes you think we are repeating shit that's already happened.
It'd be funny if it was like their version of Pong. Or something.
Yeah, well, it's just
like their version of Battleship, and the ship's actually moved.
That would be cool. I mean,
that's better than the version we have.
Well, what's interesting is technology doesn't necessarily evolve linearly. I mean, technology is lost.
It's non-linear.
I always wanted to burn a library, but it wouldn't have the same effect.
No.
No. I just want all this knowledge lost because of me.
But
I think it'd be funny.
It won't be lost now.
No, I know. That's the thing.
Now it's all there in the web.
Yeah, I know.
Now, what is sad is when you see in the Middle East or something during war or whatever, terrorist attacks, when really ancient churches or mosques or whatever are just fucking blown up. I mean, it's terrible because you can't get that back.
Yeah, there was this one church. Was it that church in France that burned down? Burned down.
Yeah.
And then they actually took Assassin's Creed, one of the Assassin's Creed games, because they made a 1-to-1 replication in the game.
Oh, wow.
And they rebuilt it using this video game.
Pretty cool.
Which is pretty damn cool. I don't got too much else. I genuinely like this episode.
One thing that does bother me about their get-ups, the superhero get-ups,
yeah,
especially when they're older, is they look way too clean.
I think you're right. Yeah,
they just have them you look at Walter and his hairline and shit, and you can see where there's makeup, and they make them look way too clean. They don't look real.
Yeah, they do look very clean. Almost.
Well, which is it's weird you say. I feel like Walter in this episode stuck out to me a little bit as I can kind of see between the lines here. Not between the lines. I could see the cracks in the.
I could see it too.
In the wall.
Yeah.
In terms of the makeup and stuff like that.
The makeup bothered me in this episode for sure, especially
because we had a lot of close-ups and had really.
Well, it's always really bothered me about the Utopian and Lady Liberty.
It bothered me today with Walt. Walt's makeup.
Well, Walt stood out very much in this episode.
But because
the Utopian always has looked that way.
Absolutely.
And Lady Liberty's always looked that way.
Yeah.
They're very clean. Very sanitized looks.
I buy the fact that they're kind of old, but Walt, I always thought he looked old, but today I felt like he looked like a young guy they're trying to make older with the makeup.
Yeah, it just wasn't good.
But
it was a good. Always looked that way too, though, to me.
I guess Utopian. Yeah, I always thought he looked better as an old guy than a young guy.
I just think he looks like they're trying to make him look old as an old man.
So before we wrap up, in this similar situation, you guys think you'd be as brave to basically go into the eye of the storm and be this adventurous and risk it all, or you think you're more reserved and be like, fuck?
Well, I like to think I'd be brave, but for me, I don't think it was a bravery thing. I think like you have to go forward. You're going to die anyways.
On the island itself, I guess when you're sailing out in the ocean, you got a goddamn storm coming at you.
For me, the ocean and the storm would be the hard part.
That would be the hardest part.
That'd be the hard fucking part for me.
For Sheldon, I felt like he had to do it. The other 4 or so, they were just kind of going out on a limb here and trusting the crate.
What I like about George, I felt like within being a sane person, George tried to be as supportive as he could.
Mm-hmm.
You know, to the point where it looked like, he's fucking nuts. He might get us killed.
Right.
Which was, that's reasonable.
Right.
Yeah. I don't have anything else. I genuinely like this episode. So, I hope it finishes strong. So.
Absolutely. I do too. I mean, we'll see.
Anything else, gentlemen?
That sounds good. Finish it.
That's it. Thank you everybody so much for watching. If you enjoy what we do, make sure you like, subscribe, join our Twitter and our Instagram. I think that's about it. Right?
That's it.
That's
it. That's
all. Not 20 seconds of it.
That's definitely not 20 seconds.
But that's